Money. What a wonderful thing. You're training to be doctors of chiropractic. You're putting the skills together, the purpose, the knowledge, the power, the beauty of the chiropractic profession and its philosophy. But you know what you'd be missing? Money. You know what's waiting for you after you graduate? The ability to go out and make money serving people, getting the mission done. I want to tell you there's nothing sweeter. And there's two basic paths to do it. Number one, you go through all the trials and tribulations to start your own practice from scratch. Great. You know what? That's going to take time. And what do you say, Dr. Kelly, about the two phases?
Yeah, there's a season of earning and there's a season of learning. Now, you all have been stuck in this season of learning for long enough that you're like ready. You're ready to make some money for the first time, maybe. And we represent doctors, busy clinic owners who are hungry to have you in their practice because they went through the season of learning and now they're in the season of earning, and they have an abundance of patients that they need extra hands. And so busy clinic owners hire us to go find you. So we are recruiters with a business called ChirosConnect, and we are so incredibly honored to be in front of Sherman College today.
Sherman College is an awesome reputation and a beautiful philosophy. And the philosophy actually does set the tone for people who know how to serve differently. I've seen it in my profession. When you're on straight about what you're doing and your purpose, there's a reputation that makes you better adjusters. It makes you with an ability to interact with people. But there's something that's important I want you to understand is there's a lot of whining out there about how hard it is. And I hear it from my colleagues and we hear it around. And it's true, things are hard. But you know who doesn't do any whining? The successful ones that are getting it done.
Yep.
And that it's a problem because number one, they're not doing any whining. They're not doing a lot of talking because they're busy producing in that season of earning. And they don't have a lot of time. So they're not putting themselves in front of doctors like yourself who are ready to step up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So whether you started thinking about what you want to do when you graduate or not, there's really two paths ahead of you. Two general paths, and one of them is, the obvious. You go out on your own, right? You work through the school of hard knocks like Dr. Hughes and I did, and you make your mistakes, and somehow you end up on the other side with a chiropractic business, and hopefully you're getting paid. The other one is the mentorship model, the apprenticeship model, where you work for somebody else and you get the benefit of them having made those mistakes already, and they're willing to teach. And there's some really amazing opportunities that we're seeing doctors with these days where there's buyout opportunities. We're seeing higher salaries than ever before in our profession with more benefits offered because doctors are so hungry to have you come work with them.
That's it. And understanding what a busy doctor needs is someone who's motivated, focused, and they're excited to be there. And you can be that thing. It's not, you don't think about it as being given an opportunity. Yes, be grateful. Think about how you can serve that clinic owner whose head is exploding because their model worked. They actually need the help and they need someone like you. But thing about it is, I don't like to work too hard. I don't know about Dr. Kelly. I don't like to work harder than I have to. Okay. And we know that when we create opportunities for young doctors or new doctors to interact with clinics, sometimes they make our life hard. And you've done the complicated already. You become doctors, for crying out loud, or you're about to become a doctor. That's complicated. Sometimes the biggest barriers are going back to the simple. So Dr. Kelly has three things she'd like to tell you about what we've observed get in the way of you getting an opportunity. They're going to sound simple, but I'd like you to listen because we actually see it all the time.
Yeah. So first of all, we forgot to introduce ourselves. I'm Dr. Kelly Winarski, my partner in crime, Dr. Evan Hughes, and we run ChirosConnect. So we help those busy clinic owners find, recruit, and onboard new doctors, students in their later trimesters or doctors looking to try something different. So we want to connect chiropractors together. In order to do that, I need you to be on your best behavior. What I mean by that is, let's say you've decided you're going to go work for another doctor when you graduate, and I hope that I get to connect with you and help you find that practice. These are three things that if you decide you're absolutely applying for a job, you must handle these. Number one, you need to be responsive. So that means Once you start putting your resume out there, you are on the clock. If you are not responding to the doctor within 24 hours, at the most, it is appearing as though you are not hardworking, unmotivated, or not serious about the position. If you're waiting 3 to 4 days to respond in any way, shape, or form, whether it's Facebook, other social media, text, phone, email, that 100% could be the red flag that keeps you from getting that job.
That's it. And understand whether or not you think that it's fair or not is irrelevant. These are doctors that are nose to the grindstone. They're firing away. And so if they go, where is that guy? Well, he must be lazy. They're jumping to conclusions now. Okay. So we're not here to debate whether that's a good idea of how to pick somebody. We're just telling you like it is. So figure out a way to respond. Another part of being responsive, by the way, and being able to respond quickly is figuring out what you're going to say before it's time to say it. You feel me? You need like 3 or so different responses, either if it's by phone, by text, by email. So you've thought that part of it through. So it's muscle memory, just like an adjustment. Boom, it just comes right out. This sounds too simple, but I'm telling you, a lot of candidates aren't doing it and they're being discarded.
Yep. So it's going to set you apart. Number 2, as soon as you decide you're going to apply for a position, you need to get feedback on your resume. What that means is in the world of spell check and chat GPT, there is absolutely no reason to have spelling and grammatical errors on your resume. Grab your Nana, grab your best buddy, grab a professor. They are very, very excited to help students with this and get that cleaned up, make it impeccable. It is your first impression when you're getting a job.
You ever hear the sandbox test?
Mm.
Professionals, when we get together, we put something on a website, an idea, a video, or a name for a business, whatever it is, you want to give it the sandbox test. You tell your friends, hey, can you make fun of this in 3 seconds? And you lay it out. And if they can tease you or make fun of you, it's not a good idea. That's how kids in the sandbox are going to do it. Give your resume to the kids in the sandbox, your friends. A professor, by the way, if you approach them and you ask them to look at your resume, they're going to feel honored. They're actually, it's going to be giving them something, saying, hey, help me go finish my launch. Okay. But either that, do it with your drinking buddies. I don't care. Sandbox test, man.
Absolutely. Number 3, actually, before you start looking for a job, clean up your dang Facebook profile. All right. This is 100% the number one thing that any employer is going to do, because I've done it myself. When I get a resume, the first thing I do is I look them up on Facebook. And if their profile is not a representation of somebody that I would want my patients to see publicly, and I'm not talking about how they look, I'm talking about how they present yourself, then it's costing people jobs. So if you can't clean it up, make it completely private. And that's huge, huge faux pas when you're looking for a job.
Now, we're not suggesting even for a second that you shouldn't be yourself. You should. You should also know what a first impression is. And I'm 46 years old. Do you understand? I remember a time before the internet existed. That's old. Okay. We had phones, but they were connected to the wall. So stuff that is normal for you in your 20s, that you understand what the culture is and what that means. If you're going to a doctor who's in their 40s or 50s or 60s, have some knowledge about how that time period is going to draw conclusions and jump to conclusions. Again, have a space to express your authentic self, but know that while you're being hired, they may jump to the wrong stuff. Once you get to know them and they know your integrity as a person, this busy clinic owner isn't going to be as jumpy. You will have established rapport. You will have established trust. Then you let them know that you go clubbing. Then you let them know the weird stuff that you're into, and they're going to think it's wonderful after they know you. But when we get these doctors that have been working so hard, they're nervous. They're jumping to conclusions. They don't have necessarily a sophisticated hiring process. So it'll make our job easier to connect you with them so that that process can unfold more seamlessly. If you just take a look at your profile and give that the sandbox test.
You got it. All right. We want to connect with you. Please, please send us your resumes. We would love to connect you with a clinic owner who is ready to scoop you up and show you exactly how chiropractic business is run, a successful chiropractic business. Send us your resume at info@chiropractic ChirosConnect.com or connect with us on social media. We look forward to meeting with you.
We love us some Sherman grads. Love you. Love you.